Scuffed Cast. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun.
I think it's got to be. Oh, dude, yeah. It's if they don't make the. My prediction is that they. I'm sorry, am I talking a lot?
This is what we do.
This is perfect.
We come here and we talk a lot.
I just had coffee. I don't have coffee, man. So I'm feeling jazzed.
Jazz hands.
I love it, Try. Keep going. Hello, friends. Welcome to the first official episode of the Scuffed Cast, co-hosted by myself, Neato, and also Widow.
Hey guys, we're also joined today by our fellow SSG members, Trihouse,
Hello there.
Sir Classy,
Good day, sus.
and Veeds.
Yeah, what's happening, guys?
This podcast is powered by Spacestation Gaming. We're here to bring you the latest Rocket League, online gaming, creating, and lifestyle news that we felt you needed to know. First and foremost, we're all Rocket League players. For the most part, that's our main game. And we have some really exciting news. Does anybody want to fill us in? Maybe Classy?
Well, freaking Rocket League going free to play, and we finally got a date. We've been speculating about it for like the past few weeks when we're actually going to get the update, because in the past Rocket League has been a little bit iffy about when the updates are going to go live, but it's going free to play on September 23rd.
And today we get the big update, which I am so ridiculously excited for.
I know.
We all are.
It is just like on the edge of everything, and I don't know what to expect, and I don't know how to feel either too. Yeah, it's like I'm just waiting to open up my game and see something new.
What's the one thing that everyone's most excited about?
I was just about to ask that, yeah.
Heat Seeker in private matches.
Tournament's working.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I am so ready. You do not understand.
That's true.
Heatseeker is when I did a video. My most disliked video on my YouTube channel is my Heatseeker video, and
everyone's a hater.
It's because when it came out, I was like, I think it's fun, but I treated it like Rumble. I was like, I don't see this being like, I don't think this will ever be a ranked playlist because the skill gap is so crunched in it, because there's no like dribbles, flicks, like there's not a lot of mechanics involved at first. And I said that in my video, and everybody just was like, what are you even talking about? Heatseeker's the best. Dislike. and literally it was my first time playing it. It was like the update just went live. 5 minutes later, I'm playing my first match, and I'm giving my first impressions, and people were just
what do you mean? Heatseeker is amazing.
It's pretty great, and I can't wait to test it.
I think at first it can. I get where you're coming from, but yeah, no, Heatseeker is one of those modes where when I was watching some of the pros playing, or some of even like Pulse freestylers get their hand at that game mode, it turns into something else. The reads that they are able to accomplish is incredible, and it just makes it just 10 times more exciting just because of how fast it goes.
If you can get passing plays going, it's like, yeah. So I'm excited to test it with mutators, because that's what we did when Spike Rush mutators were added to.
I wonder if you'll be able to
private matches. Yeah, oh yeah, they said they added it to private matches. That means we can do.
It could mean it's like what if you have to, it's like a mode and you go to it and then mutators is grayed out.
I hope it's not.
I will send mean tweets if mutators are grayed out. I will. Are you kidding me?
I think that's why it took them so long to put them in private matches in the first place. They had to get it to work with mutators, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it doesn't work with a lot of mutators.
I don't think anything that's like Boomer related would work with Heatseeker, because it's like set speeds, right? It's
It'll probably be
per thing, so. But like Rumble Heatseeker, for example, you just get hooked on the spikes and you're just flying around the map stuck to the ball for 10 seconds or something.
That would be kind of sick. Or the ball could just stick to your car and you drive around.
like in slow-mo and stuff. But
So aside from Heatseeker going into private matches, it is super exciting because we waited so long for it, and they gave us like such a small teaser of that game mode, so it was a little bit frustrating to that effect. But finally, we'll be able to, go into tournaments and then, host them and be able to spectate them if we don't happen to make it to the finals, which is common for me. I don't know about the rest of you guys.
Oh, I'm
that's-
so pumped.
it's
I'm so
sick.
pumped.
I
But
predict it's
think
going to be broken.
Trihouse, I don't think he'd dare say it, like, just straight up, but the new bot difficulty, I'm pretty sure he's excited about that. Just so
Oh my gosh! Stop it, dude. You know what? I wish this was the first time that joke. Okay, I just want to go on record and say my chat has dared me to try to 1v3 the bots, and it's like they don't even get a goal. Okay, I can destroy the bots.
okay. You've proven yourself here. Don't worry. There's no gameplay. It's just audio. So it's all good.
do the 3v1 try. Why are you so scared?
Yeah, what are
Just
you?
kidding.
You know what? YouTube content coming soon.
Oh wait, you've not actually done it. Like you're scared to do it.
No, well, the
I've done
update will
it.
put
I've
the new
done it.
bots in, right? The new lower bots. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna say these bots are lower. I mean, the
I don't
all-star
understand.
bots, they already like get caught up in like. I don't know how to describe it other than wall humping.
Yeah,
they
like-
like
On the
Yeah.
post and on the ramp, yeah.
it's where they like keep getting stuck in reverse and forward.
Poor,
loops.
poor bots.
And they're all-star. That's like the top difficulty for the bots. So if you make a difficulty below that,
Saying that though, all-star bots, I don't know if they still do, but they used to have insane kickoffs. If you let them win kickoff, they'd just pinch it and score like the nuttiest, like fastest goals you've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there's some things the all-star bots do really well. Like they do because they're just now making custom bots for the game that are better and difficult, that have a higher skill set than the all-star
they're
bot. Like the all-star
freaking-
bot's actually
They're
really good.
insane.
Yeah,
the new
I've
bots
seen
that people are developing.
them
they
go
do,
for flip resets. Yeah. One hit a ceiling
Yes.
shot on me. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Every time I'm playing casuals and someone leaves and they can't find someone quick enough, and an AI comes in, I swear to God, they own goal every time.
Oh yeah.
No.
It's like they're. I remember back when the all-star bots were like a true test for the game. Like if you were getting like halfway decent, you're like, "Oh, I can beat the all-star bots. That's kind of cool."
Yeah, I remember that. So.
And now it's like an all-star bot. Are you kidding me? That's why I hate the casual game modes, is because that to me is a slap in the face when you just put in a freaking AI. But sorry, I don't like the bots.
No, I was mostly
okay,
joking about Heatseeker being my favorite thing though, about this update, because I started out on Xbox when I started playing Rocket League, and starting today we get progression and account linking, and I think that is the coolest thing that they have ever done. I really think this is the coolest thing, one of the coolest things coming to this update, and I'm so pumped.
I was thinking about that though. Like, let's say you used to play on PS4 like I did. I'm probably level like 200 or something on PS4. Do the levels like combine as well?
So I'm actually reading the patch notes right now. So you
they
click
tweeted
the
it out like 4
primary,
minutes ago.
so what they do is you can link all your inventory and everything, and then you click which account, once they're all linked to your Epic account, you click which account you want as your primary, and that your primary typically is what you've linked to your highest level and your highest rank. They don't like average them. You can average all your inventory and everything there. But like they literally explain it. They're like, if you're level 1000 and champ 2 on PC versus diamond 3 on console, you want to pick PC as your primary.
Right, because I was thinking like people could just use their friend's account on PS4 where they're level like 1,500 and then combine it with their PC account and be like level 3,000 or something.
No.
Nah,
You click your primary.
Thank God for that.
That would be
What I'm
funny.
worried about is the established 20XX title, because I want my primary account to be my PC, but I got Rocket League the day it came out on
I think
PS4.
this is what I've been worried about, but I think that will work with cross progression.
Yeah, I
it'll
think
give us it
that
based on
yeah.
what we've got linked.
I would
It's
sacrifice
really-
levels for a cool title. if it came down to that
Oh.
and it was like, you have to choose between this and this, like I would be like, Psh, going back to level 500, boys. Right, like if I still get to keep my items, then realistically I want the cool title.
Yeah, the 2015 title. See, I got my Dunk Master title this season, and I'm probably not going to use it because I want that established 2015 title. Like that's.
But weren't you boosted anyway?
Oh, Veeds. How dare you? Oh my. Oh, you know what? It's just roast Trihouse day.
You know, someone
That's
started
every
it.
day.
All right, blame him, man.
That's every day.
Man, for some reason it's just so easy to throw dry under the Merc,
Dude,
but it's okay.
it's-
Speaking of the Merc, new hitbox.
Yeah, if
my
you've got a
God.
titanium white Merc, talk about value. Because
For sure.
guess who does? This
That's
guy.
true,
course you
actually. I
do.
didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
as soon as that hitbox comes out, imagine it being, let's say, you find that you have an advantage over everybody's 50s or something because it's literally a giant wall hitbox.
It's got
When
to
I
be
was
right.
low
Like,
rank
people
in
might like
ones, like somebody, like I was playing on PS4, and somebody was like, "Dude, the Merc is the way to go in ones," and I started playing with that. I don't know if it had a different hitbox back then, but it used to be like the top dog in 1v1s. At,
no,
like,
it
silver.
did. It used to have its own hitbox before they changed it.
Yeah.
And yeah, James Bot talks about it because I believe he was a Merc main, and he said back when it had its own unique hitbox, he loved the Merc, and then they made it an Octane hitbox, and he's like it got completely nerfed. But if they go back to like a taller hitbox, oh for sure for 1v1s, it's going to be the de facto go-to car because it doesn't matter what the aerial gameplay is going to be like in terms of like what you're going to prioritize more is winning those 50s. So
Yeah.
It could be I think it could be if it could lend itself well to somebody's play style, you know? Like if somebody likes playing off the ceiling or doing a lot of really fast, quick flicks, they might like a flatter hitbox. But yeah, if there's somebody that's like ground plays very aggressive, like trying to get every challenge sort of player, then
Someone like
The Merc
Flex.
might be the way.
Flex will probably start maining it.
right.
yeah.
But I mean, everyone was like, the Batmobile and Mantis are OP, but I mean, they got their weaknesses, right? So hopefully, if the Merc gets like a really big hitbox, it's still gonna have its disadvantages.
I don't know how.
Maybe like
I would imagine the
what?
flicks might be pretty, yeah, like Neato was saying, they might be pretty tough on such a tall hitbox.
That's
like,
what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you can't really. You just have to play off of how big it is and just intimidate people and.
bro, I
fake
might like
challenge
that
real-
actually
and then
though.
Challenge actually and just knock everybody. You could like, if it's really that much bigger, like, you could win a lot of like, if they're going up to air dribble and you challenge, a lot of times you'll miss. But maybe if it's just a little bit bigger, you'll get a piece of the ball. And
I'd
get
imagine
I don't know.
kickoffs
I have
too
no
would
idea.
probably be. Well, I don't know because if the
Just
hitbox
thinking
is
about it.
small,
One thing that I was
well, like,
thinking
sure.
though, is it? Do we think it's just going to be the Merc for now? Obviously on PS4, the Sweet Tooth will
no.
probably have it as well.
The
But do we think
Proteus-
anything else right now will have it, or do you think they'll just start releasing new, like the next Rocket Pass car will be a Merc hitbox car, for example?
I think it's got to be. Oh, dude, yeah. It's if they don't make the. My prediction is that they. I'm sorry. Am I talking a lot?
No,
yeah,
it's-
Dude, this is what we do.
Yeah, we come here and we talk a lot.
I just had coffee. I don't have coffee, man. So I'm feeling jazzed.
Jazz hands.
I love
They,
it, Try. Keep going.
So I predicted that they are calling this the Merc hitbox, but in reality they're saying there's a new hitbox and it's the Merc hitbox, but they're just announcing that because the new Rocket Pass car is going to have the new hitbox, and they wanted to be able to announce it without spoiling the Rocket
You
Pass
think
release.
they're gonna make a Merc hitbox for the freaking new Rocket Pass?
It's gonna be like
Why
a
would they?
I think they'll have to.
The last thing we need is another dadgum Dominus
We need an
hitbox.
Octane, bro.
Octane.
We need a smooth looking
I mean,
Octane.
we haven't
do
gotten
not.
Octane in a
We have the
while.
Fennec.
It's true. We do have the Fennec.
What's the
Case
other
closed.
Dominus hitbox that people actually use? It's like I think they keep doing it because they haven't found a single car that's caught on.
No, Breakout's playing,
Ronin.
right?
Ronin's Dominus hitbox.
Yeah, but
I
they're not
can't even
using
imagine the Ronin. What
I
is
don't
it?
even know what the
There's
Ronin
so
It
is.
came
many
out in the last
cars.
Rocket Pass.
Dude, somebody
Yeah.
said Peregrine the other day, and I was like, what?
Oh, I
is
use that to be fair.
that?
No, it's
the
it's
Peregrine
the latest,
TT. It was the last car that came out. Other
It's
than
the latest blueprint car. Like
They
it's
released
actually
it
really
a
good. to be
week
honest.
before the
I
Ronin.
get emails
It's like a
about
week
these
or two
things
before
and
the
I can't
Ronin.
keep up.
I've been using the Peregrine a little bit.
The Peregrine's got some sex appeal too. That car is actually.
Oh, it's cute. Yeah. I looked
It's
at
got
it and
some
I was like,
drip.
all right, it exists. Trihouse always talking about the car.
Try just laying in bed next to his wife, thinking about the Peregrine.
Man, the thing's got drip. I don't.
But
good.
what other cars do we think though? Do we reckon like Roadhog might be Merc?
Roadhog, yeah.
So we're getting
the
all the
Grog,
DLC
potentially?
cards,
Grog,
right?
Proteus.
Not all
Every
of
car
them.
that's which ones are we not? Because I thought that's what they were saying.
Getting
No,
all of
the
the
marketed
League-
ones.
Yeah.
Like-
So anything that's got a brand that's not that's like another brand other than Rocket League, you don't get. So
We
Skyline.
can't get the Batmobile.
No
No.
Batmobiles, no Skyline, no Jurassic Park Jeep, no Ghostbusters, Knight Rider. Any of those other IPs we're not getting. And I
Do
think
we
Rocket
keep
League
them?
was a little. Oh yeah, we keep
Yeah,
them.
if you've already got
but
them,
also-
you'll keep them.
But on the
Will
cross-platform
people playing
play,
on the
they don't. It doesn't work like that. So it'll be whatever platform you bought those on. They are still tied to that specific platform. You won't
Okay.
be able to play with them on because like I have the Batmobile on PlayStation. I won't be able to use it. But they did say they were working on getting that to because obviously they've got to like hash out some legal stuff in order to do that. So
Might take longer.
yeah,
Well,
as
did
of
you
right now,
know
you
that
won't be
there
able
are
to.
cars that like we can't see when playing? I didn't know
the
that
Switch?
until the other day because from the Switch, like the Lego car or whatever that looks really crazy.
the Samus one.
Oh, the Mario one.
Luigi.
Mario and
yeah,
Luigi.
yeah, and people can't
Nani?
see them if they're playing elsewhere.
You didn't know
Wait,
that,
what do you-
Trihouse? There are special Nintendo branded cars, a Mario and Luigi
I know.
car that are
I just
Octane,
thought
but we
nobody
can't
played
see
with them.
Nope.
No,
we
you
just
you can't see them. We see them as Octanes.
I was about
Is that the
to
same with the
ask.
Sweet Tooth?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. I was about to ask if
Bro,
Epic
my
Store
mind is
people
blown.
won't be able to see like our branded cars. Like it'll be just like a standard.
I
car
thought
for them.
people just stopped playing with those cars.
Realistically,
Because
we
I used to
probably
see
don't
Sweet
see
Tooth all the
people.
time.
True. Like people in Switch. I mean, maybe.
Maybe on the
sometimes.
Switch, but I would imagine Sweet Tooth. It's probably
Dude, imagine
people
getting
that-
Supersonic Legend in a Mario car.
That'd be.
I'm-
I mean,
I mean, Sizz had a YouTube series where he was trying to get Grand Champ on the Switch or something, and he was using the Mario Kart. It was really cute. At one point, I
mean,
think.
we could do an entire podcast on what it's like to play on the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Oh my
I've
God.
done-
Go for it.
It's guys, it's
Oh,
It's just like reminiscing.
Sounds like
it's
you got
I
some.
have tested. I've done
PTSD
YouTube
going on.
videos, or I've got them recorded. I haven't uploaded them because I don't know how to frame them without getting like farming dislikes. But like, it's. I've tried every way to play on that system to make it playable. I like got my DualShock 4 controller to work with it, and even tested it there, and it's like. It's bad. It's really
Yeah.
bad.
It's really
And
bad.
The best way to play it is actually handheld because the screen that the Switch comes on has a 1 millisecond response time.
Right. It's a little bit less input lag if you're on
And
the...
because even plugging it in my monitors, I was like, I don't know if it's because my monitors are so big and the graphics look so bad when they're blown up but like the input lag was ridiculous on.
Have you
once
tried
was-
playing split screen on the Switch? It's even worse.
I've heard the FPS
Oh,
drops to like
God.
40.
Yeah,
And it says it's 60
less.
FPS. It's not. It's cap 60 FPS. Like top whenever. So like the FPS will actually dip when fast movement happens. So you know, like whenever you're going for something
it's not
complex
stable.
mechanically. Yeah, it's not a stable, and you can't turn off VSync on the Switch because Nintendo doesn't allow it. So you get that added input lag as well. Because on the PS4, if you turn off VSync, you actually reduce input lag a little bit.
That's true.
And that's just something you don't have on the Switch.
We went to a short vacation and I brought my Switch and we were in a hotel for an evening And at the end of the night, I was like, well, let's try playing some Rocket League on here. So on hotel Wi-Fi, on their flat screen over, I plugged my Switch in, and Kevin and I, my fiance, we did our 1v1 placement matches. And despite rage quitting a couple of them because of the lag, we got to gold 2. We got placed in gold 2, and I was like, oh god, I thought it was gonna be so much worse because I'd never played
for
ranked on that
1v1s,
account.
I think that could make
It
a
was
little bit more sense.
there was so many whiffs because of the lag. Like we would had to adjust so bad. When we got back from that, we were like, we had to adjust back to the computer because we were so used to the lag. It's really
seriously
bad.
nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Switch is not. I feel bad because people come in and they want to be proud of the system they're playing on, which I think is like the entire spark between like the PS4 Xbox war. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have had comments in your either Twitch or YouTube videos where people are like, "Oh, Xbox is the way, PS4 is the way," and it's like,
And you just tell them no. Just wait till you get a PC.
Right.
well, yeah, and it's like people get so mad because they want to be proud of what they own. And some of these people bought the systems themselves, so it's like, I get that. Like if somebody were to make fun of my car that like I was proud of, I would be upset. And like this, some people feel the exact same way about their video games, and it's like,
I only made the Switch last year to PC, and I never thought I'd never played a game on PC before last year, and I was like, I just didn't believe people when they used to say like PCs are like, I understood the tech, I knew what everything was, but I just didn't translate that to what I was seeing on my screen. So when I switched, I was like, holy, like,
Yep.
my mind was blown.
Did you also switch to like a high refresh rate monitor?
Yeah,
at the same time?
I went from PS4 and a terrible 40-inch TV that I've had for about 15 years to like a decent
Was it
PC,
thicker than it was?
144
Why?
hertz, 1 millisecond response time. I was
Yeah,
like,
when I
holy.
switched last year, I jumped up to the 144 hertz too, and I was just almost instantly. It took like an hour for me to be like, I don't think I can ever play on Xbox again.
I felt like my brain was lagging when I was playing on 144. Like I felt like I couldn't keep up at first.
What do
It's
you guys
actually
think of,
harder.
like,
It's
Rocket
actually
League?
harder to resync.
What do you guys think of Rocket League on mobile? You think that would work?
This is something I've actually wanted for a long time, funnily.
For
Yeah,
some
me
reason,
too, me
I
too.
think it would work. I think it could potentially, like, if you had the little controls, like, I've seen people play Fortnite on mobile.
But,
I mean,
but you're
it's
not
not-
flip
it wouldn't
resetting in
work.
Fortnite.
I know,
Well,
but
you
it
ain't gonna
wouldn't
flip
be
reset on
good.
mobile.
But what if you could have, like, what if you could open up Rocket League on your phone and you could access your garage, change your presets, and go into free play, and that's it.
Wait,
Or
Neato,
like Rocket League
hey,
trading on the
It'd have
Yeah,
to
or
run better than the
trading.
Switch, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like you could have your garage, do trades on mobile, and access your presets and stuff like that on mobile.
I mean,
and all
it
your
definitely
items.
wouldn't work on older devices. Like even my Galaxy
Right.
S7, which is like, it's got 4G LTE. Like it's like a good phone. It had problems running Fortnite mobile, and it's so. Rocket League is even more FPS demanding, I would say,
Right.
than even Fortnite, because of how
Well-
quickly the camera moves. Like the graphics need to keep up, otherwise like motion sickness is just gonna.
I don't know. Have you seen them crazy fools on Fortnite that in their
Oh,
build
those
battles
builders,
now?
yeah.
It is insane.
But
The
that's like
skill
top-tier
ceiling
stuff.
in Fortnite now is actually ridiculous.
Yeah, and like the strats, like for how much hate Fortnite gets. Oh, also, that's something I'm sure we're gonna talk about the Llama Rama event later, right? Or
Yeah, what the hell is that, dude? What?
I
genuinely
did-
don't
no,
know.
no.
It's kind of confusing. I don't know.
did some
The
research
greatest thing with that
Yeah.
though is as much as people are always roasting on Fortnite. We were talking about this yesterday, but like the Fortnite account tweeted out about the Rocket League Llama Rama event, and they were like, if you log in, you get items for Fortnite and Rocket League, and there were some people who were memeing like, we don't want anything to do with. No, that is huge. That is absolutely awesome for
Also,
Rocket
that
League,
post got more
especially in
likes.
bringing in new people.
Yeah.
Well, that post got more likes, and that was a tweet from the Fortnite account about something that was not even like related to Fortnite specifically, like when you think about it. And Rocket League's tweet about the free-to-play update got less likes. That's how big Fortnite is. Like a low performing tweet for Fortnite gets more likes than the like most historical tweet of Rocket League's account.
Yeah, and that's not an insult to Rocket League. It's just showing the reach of Fortnite and that audience and those people that are going to bring in. And and I know so many people and so many people's takes are like, well, those people are just going to log in so they can get free items. So what if they log in and they're gonna play the game, and then what if they fall in love with it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is how you introduce people. There's no gatekeeping here.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of them just like they feel like maybe like Veeds had said earlier, the skill ceiling has caught up to them. There's a brand new game coming out where at the like if you find a few people to play with, like it can be so much fun, and it's probably gonna be so refreshing for those people to just get into a game and feel like, you know, that's the mindset you have to have though. There's a lot of people that are really competitive, and I think Rocket League deters those people at first, because if you're not playing with other competitive people who are experiencing the same sort of like learning curve you are, you get discouraged. And then it's one of those things where it's like, oh, well, Rocket League is bad, but they don't mean that. It's like, it's just difficult to get started, because honestly, I hope that they updated the in-game tutorials.
They did.
They've got a new like
it's a completely new
training program at the start when you first launch.
Because that
also
was
training's on the new menu homepage. You don't have to look for it.
Updated menu though. I'm so hyped about that.
Awesome.
Are we gonna get like the Chinese version now, or what?
I want it to be a complete
more than
change.
anything.
I want it to be a complete change. I don't want to see myself stood in
the same
Manfield. Is it Manfield like anymore?
Exactly. I
don't want to see that menu anymore.
That we have on the home screen.
What about
it would be like behind the scenes on a map or something, like on the outskirts of Manfield, like on
like
the
sitting in the egg stand,
like in a dugout or something. Yeah, like just on this, because there was a trailer, right, where it showed the cars coming up from the bottom of the field or something, and they like rolled out. It was super cool. So they have, I don't know.
Speaking of the new menu, did you guys see that? And I'm really interested to see how this turns out, because in my head I can't vision it in a way that's awesome. But instead of tabs, all the playlists are sorted into cards. They're grouped into cards. And I am...
Nani?
Yeah, like if you read the menu and UI updates that were just posted, it was like the main menu has been streamlined. Modes are now grouped into cards instead of tabs. And I'm just like, so did the cards expand? Is this like it's going to be a brand new menu when we log in.
Selecting a playlist will now immediately search that playlist. So for players who prefer to search multiple playlists at once, you can enable multiple selection within any of the playlist groups. This setting is saved, so you won't have to toggle each time you search.
But where are you guys reading this?
Oh, so
I posted the patch notes.
The patch notes,
in the Scuffed chat. They tweeted this out literally as we press record on the podcast.
Yep.
They also, as of in 20 minutes, this wasn't supposed to be out till the 23rd, but that new tournament system that they're bringing out, they're actually releasing a limited number of test tournaments as of today. For the new ranked mode for the tournaments, which the new season doesn't start till the 1st. So this is a true test run of how this is going to work, and that's pretty exciting.
Well, we speculated on that in the past, like that it was potentially going to be that they were going to use the current player base as like Widow's just said, guinea pigs for the big free to play update, so that when the free to play players come along, if there's something that is a little bit broken, they can quickly just take it out of the game, work on it.
Yeah, which they've already had. The tournaments have been broken this last week. Like, you haven't been able to spectate tournaments this week, and I sent that over to somebody at Psyonix, and they were like, "Oh, that shouldn't be a thing. Hold on, we'll fix that." So hopefully everything's good to go.
I cannot get over how well I think they're doing this time around.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is true test
taken
runs.
them a while,
this is letting things out.
Fortnite
this is
money.
releasing it all.
I also think, honestly, people didn't realize, like, they say Psyonix and blame Psyonix, but Psyonix actually has other projects outside of Rocket League. So they're small, but their Rocket League team isn't as big, I think, as people speculate or imagine or hope and wish and pray for. So I think with this epic transition that we're having, it just took a little while for them to integrate the maybe employees from Epic to help them and also just get everything done and do that in a way that is, you know, cost effective and also like doesn't like completely change the game like people were worried about, which I never thought was a possibility, but it's just exciting to see it finally happening for sure.
I was surprised that they messed around with demos recently, because when Epic, the whole Epic takeover like came along, and then there was all this talk about updates and what could potentially change in the game, and people do talk about how the mechanics and the physics of the game shouldn't be changed, which I agree with totally. I don't think that they would ever mess with what is fundamentally Rocket League when you're playing the game. So I was really surprised when they brought out like the demo update a couple of months back, and I know they reverted it because there were some issues with it apparently, but I don't think people should be worried about them changing the game. I think it is just a case of they need to add content to the game,
right? Like
that's done right. That's all it is.
I was like seeing people hope for potentially like a creative mode in the future where you can make maps in Rocket League, because that's just something that's untapped.
Well, that's a big thing, you know. Leth is still trying to figure it out, like what they're gonna do about like all of the custom maps and workshop maps.
They're kind of doing him dirty.
Yeah. And so I'm hoping that they find a resolution to that, because workshop maps are game changer.
They have provided so much content for Rocket League players, and just because
but also improvement, like
game.
true grit training, like things that Rocket League doesn't provide outside of the content.
People would
like,
flip the frick out if they didn't have some sort of solution to that. So I'm not too worried about that.
Right, like I would definitely speak up and be like,
for that. They definitely would. Like for all the people that have worked on different maps and modes and mods, there's no way that they're not going to have something to incorporate. Like if ever they incorporated a full creative mode directly into the game itself, I think they'd have some kind of way for everything to be transitioned smoothly from the people that have also that they'd probably work with, like Leth and Cinderblock and people like that. They'd probably actually get them in the studio and work with them for it.
You'd think so.
Because Epic Games has done that in the past with Fortnite. Like
Fortnite
when they made the creative mode for Fortnite, they brought out the top like content creators for Fortnite. They brought them to Epic Games, paid for them to be there, and then got their opinion on the creative mode, and they tested it for like a week and a half, I think. So they're
God, imagine what could happen. Like think of everything Scissors created with Fortnite. You know what I mean?
I would lose. Oh man, my YouTube channel and my Twitch channels and everything would just be creative for months. Like in the past in games, I've got myself so lost in creative modes. Like it's so fun just playing around with stuff. But
that's the next big update. Like
it needs to be next year. I would love to see that come out next year.
I would anticipate either within 6 months or a full year, because it wouldn't make sense to release that kind of update like this close to such a big change. Like they got to spread their content out. Guys, so yeah, it's
classy.
Rocket League story mode. What about it?
Egg people.
The birth of the Octane.
We need to see a cinematic egg story mode. I need to see what is in those eggs, who is controlling them. Are they eggs that have consciousness? Do they have families? I need to know.
If they are eggs who have consciousness, they have been sitting up there for so long. We only see
the
5 minutes, Widow. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
The Rocket League car or the egg?
Yeah. Oh, God.
Did
the eggs create the Rocket League cars, or did they just spawn?
This could be better than the Cars cinematic universe.
Wait, what if they do like a Scarab 2.0, whereas instead of it's the Scarab, it's literally just a giant egg that we're driving around?
It's like a shell of a car, and we see the egg inside. Oh,
or like the top of it. The top of it's like all hatched, and you see like a little like chick or something. It's like the first egg that's hatched in Rocket League, and it
wait,
fits
isn't
like
there an egg topper?
There used to be an egg topper. It was for an event. So I think you saw.
Oh, there's one that's running on a
treadmill.
Yeah,
the egg is running on the treadmill.
Wait, what is he doing? Is he powering the car? Is that like what powers Rocket League cars? The eggs on the treadmill, but it's a topper? Is it a child?
Guys.
Why is it so small?
theories, Rocket League,
What are we talking?
We've got to
Anyways, creator codes.
Let's get back on track here.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. You guys cannot.
So-
You guys cannot let me go on a tangent like that again.
Oh God. No, but not a joke though, guys. We're talking about all these creative things and what it's doing for the creative community and the creators who make all this stuff and all of this. But like, we get creator codes today. We get accessibility to.
Some of us.
I don't have one yet.
Some of us do. Yeah.
Four
So
haven't had one either.
that's actually a talking point. The Epic Code.
a creator.
Like the application, it's
been
closed right
down.
now, and I've seen people talk about it. Yeah,
It's been down for as long as I'm aware.
Foreheads.
For me,
Veeds.
since like I never really had much interest in just getting a code prior to the free to play announcement.
Right.
So literally the day free to play got announced and they said like everyone started talking about creator codes. I went to the website. It's been down since at least then, which is like what, to like 2 months, 3 months.
2 months.
Yeah.
A couple.
And somebody said that I can't remember who it was. Somebody I saw on Twitter say that it's been down since April for them.
April. Yeah, somebody said April. Yeah, I don't know why it's still down.
Especially
Veeds.
with them launching it today. Especially with them going, hey, this is now available.
I
Dang,
wonder. Honestly,
I
I
wish I knew you
wonder
had
if
this
it's
problem, Veeds. I could have
oversaturated.
put you in contact with somebody.
Yeah,
We
I
still
know
can,
that.
probably.
I do know that
We probably still
people
can,
have
yeah.
been. There's been a way to have them be done, but obviously I don't have that contact. So, but it's
Yeah,
all
slide into the DMs, BB. We got you.
good. Classy's not
You
got
know
one
what
yet
I think
either.
would be?
Classy,
Huh?
you said you've not got one
Yeah.
either.
No, I haven't got one now. I know what it's gonna
Oh,
be though.
dang, guys. Yeah, as soon as
King
Epic
Classy
Games
the third.
announced that they were buying Rocket League, I snatched that up.
King Classy the Third.
And you have
Oh
to write
my
out
God.
the third.
Yeah, you have to type it out.
With eyes. Hey, you know what I think would be really cool? Just like little simple things that they could add to Rocket League. I think that the replay system is a little bit too wonky for creators. Like if they could add like dolly cams
Yes.
and whatnot, and just spice up the replays, just so that
Or, yeah.
The thing is,
Just
though,
like
things
settings
like that are so
replays.
easily accessible on PC through third-party software that
yeah, but it's janky.
I feel
It's,
like
it's also
Yeah.
very not intuitive.
there's certain things that Cynix themselves, they must be like, well, it can't be priority because there's already a way for a massive portion of the player base to do it.
Or the people that actually need it can figure out like how to do it.
The issue comes
guess
that
when-
So wonky, I
the
don't
console
know, I
player
like it.
base in Rocket League is so huge that they can't ignore like implementing certain features simply because it's accessible already on PC. Like they need to. That's why I believe that they need a full creative mode, because a feature like having all these different maps. Now I know Steam workshops available across loads of different games. But I feel like a game like Rocket League, if they incorporated a creative mode across into the game that was across every platform, it'd be massive. And I feel like things like what Classy's just said with a
Replays.
thing, like it would be cool, but I feel like it's only realistically the people on PC that are going to be doing something with them replays
That makes
Yeah,
sense.
well, the
that would.
And
like
for
to
right at this
priority.
moment, PC isn't the largest audience.
Right.
Yeah.
We are the loud minority.
But we're the content
becau-
creators.
Like, we are PC people, I think, generally have better access to social medias as well and are more active on there. So we tend to see complaints from the PC community. And it just makes us feel like we're in the majority, when in reality, like, the casual player base is massive.
Console.
And also in the dark about a lot of things. Like, before I started streaming, before I met Kevin within Rocket League, I had like 800 hours in the game. I had zero idea about the esports scene, had no idea about like creators or anything, because I was just playing the game. And I was just like, and that's just, I don't know. I wish I would have looked stuff up. I honestly was just in school, so I was focused on doing school. So I would just play Rocket League. When I was done with class, I would go online, play Rocket League, and that's it, right? With my friends. So there's a lot of people like that who just log on, play Rocket League, and log off. They're not looking up people who are pros, or they don't even have that in their mind that there are people that make money playing Rocket League,
Yeah, for them it's just their favorite video game. They don't realize that they don't realize the content and community that's out there, because Rocket League was the first game for me that I ever remember playing that I was like, I want to be one of the best at this game. Like when I played Call of Duty, it wasn't like that. Like, I loved Call of Duty, and if I was top of the leaderboard, that was cool. But I never remember being like, I want to be amazing at this game. Like, I never looked up a tutorial for Call of Duty, but like, I remember season 1 looking up Rocket League strategies, and that was, and like, I still didn't know that there's a pro scene for Rocket League. Still didn't know. Like, I looked up like 1 or 2 tutorials, and that was it. And now, I think Rocket League with this new.
You just may want to repeat that, Try.
He's been nerfed.
Oh, did I cut out?
Yeah.
I did.
I said with the new UI, I think Rocket League is going to be, is going to incorporate the creator section a little bit more. Like, especially if they have the esports tab. That's going to direct people straight to Twitch.
I hope and I pray.
This is what I've been hoping for the most, genuinely, because I feel like they used to do, and I understand that a lot of things are going on and all of this, but there are designated sections and designated people for, at certain, employee places. But like, I understand that so much has been going on, but they used to do such a better job of updating like the community spotlight and the creator spotlight. Imagine if you could tab to that or card to that, whatever the new update is, you know what I mean? And it's just a full thing. It's not just one creator spotlight. It's also, spotlighting on some players. It's also spotlighting on specifically a caster, specifically a YouTuber or a creator, and just highlighting all of these different people and what people are doing. An entire, not just one person that they occasionally remember to put on the Discovery, creator spotlight every 3 months. Like, I feel like there's so much opportunity, and like, yes, I understand that they highlight the very, very, very large people, and the people that they have put on there have been absolutely fantastic. But this is also an opportunity to highlight some of the people who don't necessarily need the millions of help, and things like that. But people who are, really, 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 really working hard and regularly creating content out there. Like, imagine if all of these amazing maps that Leth is creating content for, like, when one of the best ones is highlighted, and like from the home screen, you could find out, hey, here was this map that you guys can use for training if you're on PC.
Fortnite.
Yeah, in Fortnite, they've got a thing called the block. Oh, they used to have a thing called the block, where every now and again they'd literally put somebody's creation on the map itself. And you could literally, so you'd fly in on Fortnite, you'd land wherever you were going to land, but if you went to this place called the block in the map, you could potentially have your creation highlighted there for a week or 2 weeks or whatever it was. Like, literally physically playable in the map.
Well, what they also did with Fortnite too, outside of even just creators and creator spotlights, like talking about all the tournaments and stuff happening, they would highlight specific creators' tournaments that they were running. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they would utilize and things like that. So if you're somebody who does that regularly and you're a creator and things like that, imagine the day you log on and right when you go over to tournaments, it's like, oh, here's one hosted by Trihouse. Trihouse, you do tournaments daily. You know what I mean? Can you imagine for like 24 hours it being like, here's Trihouse's tournaments, that you can join and things like that, inspired by the ones that you create. Like, I feel like there's so much opportunity here to acknowledge the creator base that has stuck around with Rocket League before it was free to play with millions of views.
One thing that they used to do,
so much opportunity.
Back in like year 1 and 2 of Rocket League, they used to, like they've got the community spotlight like blogs now. They used to have in game, in the menu, they used to have a highlighted YouTube video of a content creator, and I remember the one that I remember the most, because it's someone that I'm close to, was Mertz's 5K montage was highlighted there for like a week or 2.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
And they used to put like, it used to be like a lot of montages, but then I think they used to have like the odd like training, like coaching or training video. or like tutorial.
Was Cronovia on one of those? Because that's probably how I knew who Cronovia was.
Probably, yeah. I know the two people I know are Jaza and Mert. They were the two that I can remember being there.
Right. There needs to be a discovery tab. It needs to have sections. Esports. You click on esports. You can see an embedded whatever's live on Rocket League, or even on like alternate channels where it's like hosted by Rocket League, like the grid and smaller embeds, and you can click on them, and then you can click on player names and see their perspective, and then you can exit out of there, and there's a creation tab, and you go there, and then there's a bunch of left maps.
No, but I really think the tabs
is
I really think the tabs is an important thing, because I know we've talked about this before, but like specifically there are people who only ever want to watch the esport part of it. If you notice the numbers that come on days that there's RLCS, no other pro player, no other player or any other streamer gets those numbers, because there are people who only want to watch esports. Mm-hmm. So it would be great to separate it, at least, even if it's just two tabs, esports and creative. You know what I mean? Esports and creators, you know what I mean? So people could go, here's everything I need to know about my favorite players and about RLCS and about the grid, because honestly, we need an updated system for all of the things going on. I don't understand.
And it's good for the game too, not just us. Like, because like I said, if the Rocket League as of right now, it's a one note. It's a really, really good note though. Mm-hmm. Like the ranked system. Like playing Rocket League is inherently amazing and fun. It's just the game they built is great, but there's no creative content. So they need some other way to debate people into sticking to this one note. And if they like kind of showcase the creators, which this creator code support is a big part of that, like we can debate people into playing the game for longer than they would. Like if your favorite content creator is playing the game, you're gonna play that game. You're gonna get bored of that game less. You know what I mean?
Well, also imagine the drive for people to create more content. You know, their goal is to one day be featured in-game in Rocket League. Their goal is to one day to be... And it's just such a great way to, like, show respect for the people who have been doing this for so long and who kept Rocket League going. And more people can work for it, and people have ambitions. People can know what people are doing out there. People can know what laid the foundation for all of this. You know what I mean? And I feel like if they could do that and just weekly be able to showcase, you know, these creators and showcase all these different parts of it, it would just be game changer, and it would just drive people to want to create more content, especially when there are so many people who are like, yeah, well, I mess around in this, or I have the ambition to try it, or things like that, or when people are just bored of just simply playing and they want to take it to the next step. I feel like it could be a very big move.
Personally, I just think it comes down to Rocket League providing opportunities for people. I was hoping that with like Epic Games adopting Rocket League, we would see a tournament format that wasn't just threes. I thought, you know, I was hoping to see, you know, a world championship much like the one in Fortnite, where they have an entire stadium and they have solo duels and they have 2v2s and they have squads and they have threes and they have, like, I want to see a giant Rocket League world championship. Like that should be their, like, I feel like that should be the final goal, so that literally anybody who plays Rocket League, people that like twos have opportunities, people that like threes have opportunities, like 1v1 players who grind their minds out to get to the top of the leaderboards can finally have opportunities outside of, you know, Johnny Boy organized tournaments that can only have so much dedicated to the prize pool because they have restrictions on that. So I'm just hoping that the Rocket League expands to every single point of its reach, the creative side of it, like we were talking about before, and every single mode that is there, even Snow Day and Hoops, at least, because I feel like there is a market for those types of games where there are players who only grind that mode, and then they become like, right, there are people at the top of the Hoops and Snow Day leaderboards that I think deserve that recognition just as much as somebody who wins a world championship in threes. Like, that's a skill that they have perfected to that point, and I feel like they're getting shut out, and at some point they're like, what am I doing this for? Why am
exactly. And ones,
like, why am I grinding? Yeah. So
people freaking love watching ones, like high level 1v1 tournaments. I feel like like Fusion, Johnny Boy, when he was hosting that, so much. Ones had so much hype behind it, and it was so exciting to watch and just see what they can do.
There were so many days when I would hop on and I'd do salt mine watch parties, and I just had people come in and be like, "What is this? I've never heard of this." And I'm like, 13,000 people are watching this. How have you not heard of this?
Johnny Boy's Fusion tournament really opened up everyone's eyes to how important ones is. Like,
it also made a lot of people hate it.
It did, but it also made a lot of people...
My favorite scrolling was just pro players on the timeline. And one would be like, "That's why I love ones." And the other one would be like, "That's why ones is the worst game mode." And I'm just like, you can see who lost. And then Johnny Boy would just quote tweet them immediately and be like, "Salt has been mined."
Yeah, that was the best thing ever. Salt mined. I'm like, I love this guy.
Anyway, I would like to bring two things to the table here that we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
The hitbox for the Mert is going to be taller and narrower, which is something that was just released. Also, we were talking about the Supersonic Legend title.
Yes, I saw the update. Oh.
Yeah, it's being changed to Legendary Nemesis now.
What?
So
Well,
there's
Legendary
no
Nemesis is the old 700 level title. That's not the new GC title.
Not the new
level
GC title,
700 one.
the one that was already in it.
The one that was
So
already in the game.
Supersonic
So the
Legend
levels-
is staying the rank is staying the same, but they're changing the old title.
So all the people who had the 700 level Supersonic Legend are now Legendary Nemesis.
Okay.
Partition to make it wide champ instead of
It has to be wide
It's
champ.
still-
It's not too late to
Wide
call it wide
champ.
champ.
I guarantee next April they'll call it wide champ for a day.
Season 1 WC.
April Fools are going to change it to wide champ.
Wait, I have a quick question.
God,
I have a
Leth
quick
just
question.
tweeted
I
out,
need
it's like
your all's
he's listening
opinions
to
on it
us.
because I have been breaking my brain, and if they talked about it somewhere, I just have not seen it. Since this is going to be season 1, what does that mean for all of the old titles? Like when Kronovi plays and he's season 1 world, you know what I mean? Or like people who are like season 1 GC or like season 3 GC, season 4 GC, season 6 GC.
It'll probably
like,
just be a different color title.
No, I don't think it'll matter because I think it'll be. You've currently got say like it's season 14 now, right? So you've got season 14 Grand Champion. Obviously, it's going to take a long time for it to get back to season 14, but let's just say it goes all the way back up to season 14. It'll be season 14 Grand Champion 1, or season 14 Grand Champion 2, or season 14
Will
Grand
they
Champion
give
3.
titles to Grand Champions now that it's not the top level?
well,
I think
here's
it'll be the
question,
same
all right?
colour, but I think it'll have like the 1, 2, or 3
True,
after.
it'll have 1, 2, 3, and then Supersonic Legend.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what you guys are thinking? Because they might do, you only get a title if you make it to Supersonic Legend, in which case the previous
No,
title...
true.
No,
It
they
wouldn't be
already
a
said-
problem.
They
I'm
said,
an
they
idiot.
said
already
they've
said that you
they're
get a
giving them a
title.
GC.
Yeah. But I think that's how they'll probably separate them, is like GC 1, 2, and 3. It could just be season 1, GC 1, season 1, GC 2. Like actually GC, not Grand Champ.
Or they can make it cool and be like OG Season 1 GC. Bam.
Unless they do change
A
it to
little
red,
OG.
because they finally changed the GC logo to red, even though the rewards have been red for
It's
like
so pretty.
seasons. So they could
It's so
make the
pretty.
title red, and then
I,
have have the Supersonic Legend title purple or yellow again.
I was trying to pull up the tweet about the update of the Supersonic Legend, and I happened to see Lethemir tweet like he's listening. Please update us on the plan for custom maps. I'm very stressed right now, so I really do hope Rocket League just kind of hints us at something. Maybe there were, like you said, like we can expect next year, because it seems like a huge project to take on, creating a creative mode within the game. But I mean, the homeboy Lethemir has done it like in his room, you know, all on his own. So
Yeah, for free.
I feel
It'll
like
be
the way that they
interesting to
do
see.
it though to make it easy is that they'd have like all the different tile shapes, and I think it'd be tiles that you have to like for actually creating like arenas or platforms and actual physical things to play it on, not the aesthetics but the actual physical shapes and whatnot. I think the easiest way for them to do it would just be snappable tiles of different shapes and sizes, different shapes, goals. Obviously that's super basic, that's just creating arenas or like race courses or this or that, but they could then build on that. They could do like the initial update and then just keep building on it. Like there's no reason for them to have to
do something
put
crazy
everything
immediately
into it
perfect
at the start.
But like they're doing now, where we're testing everything, and hopefully, you know, my one of my big fears is people are gonna expect this to run smoothly immediately, and
I do.
The reality, like, I mean, I'm hoping that mostly, yes, it does. But, like, the reality of the fact that there might be a bug here and there, and I just don't want it to be, like, blown out of proportion because, like, expectations, lead people to...
Well, that's why they're testing it with us first. And
Right.
If we look at past updates, I can't remember a big update that they've released where there hasn't been issues. So I think
that's any
people
game.
will be
That's
fully
any game, to be
expecting
fair.
the issues.
Any game. It's true.
I don't think people.
I mean, there's
will be-
always going to be the children yelling on the internet about them, but it's going to be expected.
Yeah.
No matter what they estimate, underestimate, or overestimate, they're not going to know how many people are going to join during free to play either. Especially with, the whole Rama Llama event going on, especially with Fortnite tweeting about Rocket League, especially with people who are going to reinstall, who are going to come back for the first time. I have so many people in my chat the last couple days who have been like, well, I haven't played Rocket League in 3 months, but I think I'm going to play when when it goes free to play or when the update comes out and all of this. They have no way to honestly, realistically, fully test how many people are going to be on this. So there are going to be issues, as any game does. Think about Fall Guys. Biggest, drop of ever. And they had so many server issues.
Just got to be open about it, I think. They did a
Among
really good
Us
job
server
about talking
issues,
about it.
like they've been having. Like they had people joining the same lobbies, circulating the same codes. There are issues with every game. And there are issues when anything big happens. And so I think the real people who care about Rocket League are just going to be like, yeah, I kind of expect it. Just hopefully they are prepared to have people around, to fix them quickly.
For sure. And I think we can start to wrap it up here as we're coming in on a good time to wrap it up.
Please, the update's been out for 10 minutes.
I know,
Guys,
that's it.
I need it.
We are logging
go.
off of this podcast into the brand new update.
Yes, but thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are gonna get this uploaded and have the links for you all down below. Make sure to follow us at SSG Scuffed Cast on Twitter, and eventually we will have everything streamlined on anchor.fm/SSG Scuffed Cast, which will also link to all of our socials there. So thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Hi guys.
Bye.
Stay mother flippin' classy. Yes, sir.
I was like, please, somebody's got to do it.
I did it for you, Trihouse.
There you go.
Just for Travis.